Now, we rebuilt the Proximo driver shaft in the QI10, and I'll be honest, I didn't really dive into the averages. I hit maybe 2-3 shots away. So I just had this urge. We're heading to the driving range now, and I want to dive into these averages and actually see how this shaft performs. That's nice. That is nice. I cannot quite believe that. What the heck? Surely not. I don't like that one. Because also on the day, I didn't feel great. Now, reminder, the entire setup of this driver is worth over £1,000. Yes, £1,000. That literally still boggles me right now that is worth so much money. Okay, so we're on the way to the beaches driving range. We're gonna really dive into the averages. We're nearly at the beaches. Here we go. Head cover on. Isn't it weird to think that this is going to be an old driver in 2 or 3 months time? Anyway, okay, shaft in, Proxima, our Greek legend. It's not, it's made in Korea. But let's just go into what numbers we're going to look at today. Ball speed, club speed, average carry, and a big one. I think this is so... Everyone bangs about club speed, ball speed, and carry, right? But dispersion. So we're going to say, hey, look at this robot coming back towards us. It's like something out of Star Wars. Anyway, we're going to use a 200-yard marker as the centre of our fairway. That's what we're going to use. But let's get hitting our first one. T-peg, ball. Let's see what we can muster up right here with our first shot. Oh, yes. I reckon that was like an 8, nearly 9 out of 10, that. That is on the fairway, that's all I'm saying. Let's look at this number right here. God, that is what I'd expect. Now, just caveat this, we are using range balls, okay? So carry 263, bin 2,500, ball speed 157.6. That's good, you know, for a range ball. And dispersion, look at that there. Now, you're probably thinking, well, what's a range ball taking off? I'd say probably 2 or 3 miles an hour ball speed, at least. As a general rule of thumb, they don't go as far. They do not go as far, but pretty good start, isn't it? Let's get into this. I really like the feel of that, you know. Feels quite firm in the grip, firm in the tip. I only have hit one here, but that felt really, really stable. And if you didn't see, what do you think of my grip choice? We made this club up. I think it really pops, doesn't it? I think it really does pop. Bit of blue in here, bit of blue in here, and a bit of blue in here. Right, ball 2. Let's keep going with this. Remember that 200-yard marker is what we're using as center stripe. As I said before, it didn't really have the wow factor. But that first one, maybe it's starting to change what I think on this. Right, ball 2, here we go. Oh, it's drifting a bit. It's firm, this. It's really firm. And what I mean by that is it's, ooh. Those numbers have dropped. 151 ball speed, 252 carry, dispersion a little right, club speed a little low. Did I make a mistake? When I say mistake, I put a 6S in here. I could have put a 6S, which means stiff, not extra stiff. So it would be a little bit, I guess, easier to manage at potentially a little bit of a lower swing speed. But I've only hit a few shots, and that's like 7 shots in total between last video and this video. So it's certainly not enough. Hence why I need to hit some more. But technology in this shaft, okay, I've got to read this off here. So they started in 2006, so relatively new company. It's lighter, low torque, and high CPM. Now, thank you for the comment down below. This is what CPM means. Like, I wasn't quite sure, that's why I asked for your help. Here's what CPM actually stands for. Okay, so let's hit ball number 3 in this video. 200-yard marker. I'm trying to treat it as if it's a course, this. Oh my God, that was hit good. That's the ball flight I like to see. You know, that's frozen rope. That was straight over that 200-yard marker. Straight over that 200-yard marker. That's nice. That is nice. So a little more on the tech of this golf shaft. So it says it has SSC technology. That stands for straight, support, core. And it's a really interesting concept. Essentially, it's a multi-angle structure axis. This is like how the shaft's made, by the way. From the tip to the butt end, which reduces side spine and increases ball speed. So essentially, think about this as like a more balanced shaft. That's how I want you to think about it. Sometimes shafts are made, they have a soft side and a hard side. This is sort of one that is a little more balanced throughout. It also says here on the website, fragmentation. again, I don't know what that means, of the multi-angle structures between the tip to 13 inches upwards towards the butt will provide low torque, maximizing straighten direction. Essentially, what that means is the head will twist less. And if I'm honest, those first 3 shots that I've hit right there are all pretty straight. But we will see at the end, once you've hit a load, what the average is. But yeah, you know what? I do feel that face is steady. It's consistent. And that's what you want in a driver, right? You don't want to feel one time it's open, one time it's closed, because then you're second guessing yourself. Let me just explain this torque a little bit more, because I feel like it's really needed, because it's the main bit of this shaft. So what I mean by torque is how much this head twists. Believe it or not, like when you're swinging, the head does twist. So lower torque means the head's gonna have a little more control. And I do think I'm sort of seeing that, I'm feeling that. Yes, it feels firm. It feels, I would say, light, but stiff. That's what I would say is what I'm getting as my initial sort of thought process. Right, let's link this back up. Now, numbers. What am I thinking numbers? I've got to actually equate the fact that we've got range balls right now into this. I'm thinking average club speed's got to be over 110. That doesn't matter about range balls. Dispersion, I want to see it as close to that 200 as possible. But carry and ball speed, I'm thinking carry's got to be 250 plus. Got to be 250 plus. Ball speed, I would usually say 160. If I can get all of them, I'm buzzing with that. I'm like, all right, could go in the bag. I'm impressed so far, but we need to hit some more. Okay, 200-yard marker, shot number 4. Let's see it. This is teed up high. Let's tee it high and let it absolutely fly. Please tell me you just saw that fly. That is straight over that 200 again. Okay, numbers. 251 carry, slightly high spin, slightly low ball speed, but I'm thinking that's more range ball because the distance is brilliant and the carry is good as well. The carry is good as well. I'm really impressed with how stable that is. Really, really impressed. Like, if we play all those shots over this again, just have a look at these. Straight, 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 straight. Right, let's hit one more right now, and I'll give you a little bit more of an insight into what I'm thinking about this in terms of the overall feel. Now, do we think shafts like this are a bit of a gimmick? Do we think stock ones that you can get just off the shelf, not even fitted, or even cheaper versions are just as good? I'm always interested in this because I often find it is literally split down the middle 50-50. So in this video, let's have a little bit of a poll on what we think. And I guess the averages that I get today will really help you probably form that opinion. But we need to hit more shots if we want this to be reliable. I'm enjoying the sun at this time of year, by the way. I really, really am enjoying the sun. Here we go. Let's hit shot number 5. Woo! Yes, again. I think you can throw a blanket over that. Okay, we need more. Let me get my T-peg. I feel like I'm gonna be on countdown now. Like, another one. You know that UK show where we had like the vowels and the consonants? Another one. You get the drift. Here we go. Another one. Or, probably more relevant, DJ Khaled. Another one. I can't believe I just did that. Anyway, right, here we go. I'm sorry I'm very quiet, but that is just, again, I think you can, that's really close to most of the shots that we've hit so far. I would say this, right, here's a little bit of more feedback for you. Biggest thing for me is the dispersion. Yeah, hitting it far is good, but you think most golf courses are going to play, like, hole that comes to mind for me is the 17th at Mottram Hall. Tight as anything. Trouble everywhere, it's always in your mind. If you look at where I've hit those, they've all been pretty much over that 200-yard mark, bar 1 or 2. That's pretty damn impressive. Number 7. Little tuggy, I'm not gonna lie, probably the furthest left. I don't like that one, but I don't mind those numbers. At all. 271 carry, 2,600 spin, just short of 160 ball speed with a range ball. Club speed 112 practically. Total 287. Now we're starting to really form a full opinion on this, and I've left it set at 10.5 degrees. Now, really interestingly, with this shaft, I've managed to loft this up away from the 9.5 I'd lofted it down to in my previous Ventus TR Red. I'd also say, if you take your mind back to the video of when I actually was chopping and changing with this driver, was that shaft I did feel sometimes I was capable of wanging one left, then one would go right, one would go left, one would go right. Army Golf a little bit. Not quite like that, but I definitely didn't feel as reliable as I do with this, which is a really interesting thought. Like, one, the shaft looks good. Two, it actually does seem to be performing right now. Now, you don't need me to talk you through shots 7, 8, 9, and 10, right? What we do need to do is hit some more shots to get some averages. Now, after hitting those shots, I'm looking at this data. Now that is what I'm talking about. Super interesting. Let's dive into these averages. We're on the way home from the range right now. And let's start with the dispersion, right? Let's see how the dispersion was like. So have a look at this here. You know what? Over those 10 shots, can you see the cluster in the middle there? That's pretty damn accurate, isn't it? So in terms of like torque factor, do we think it's reliable? Do we think it's stable? I'm gonna say yeah. I think you agree, like have a look at those, right? Okay, next up, let's have a look at the rest of these. Average carry. Now I said I wanted it over 250 because it's a range ball. 262 average carry. It's pretty tasty. It's pretty tasty. It's a good setup. How I'm thinking about this right now is that it's a similar distance, but more stable version of what I had. That's sort of how I would summarize it right now. But anyway, let's dive into this a little further. Average total, 280. We don't really care about total, do we? Because it will just roll out. But anyway, average ball speed, 155.2. Being honest, a little bit low, but we do have to factor in that that is a range ball. So on the golf course, I would probably anticipate that is upwards of the 160 number. Now, is this driver good enough to replace my Titleist? That's a tough one. Maybe that's a test I need to do and actually see which one's better. That's definitely something I need to do. Definitely something I need to do. Okay, then finally, average clubhead speed, 111.4. Now, summarizing this, I think it's stable. I think it performs. It's good. It's definitely an upgrade of what I had on there. Proximo shafts. Yeah, I think there's something in it. $650. It's a lot of money. Is it worth it? I guess it's hard to say. A price on being able to hit more fairways. A price on being able to feel more confident. I'm not going to stand here. I'll actually sit him. I'm not going to sit here and say, yes, it's worth it, because that's a lot of money. But yes, it feels very stable. Yes, it does what it says on the tin. And yes, I'll be keeping it in there. Thanks so much for watching. And don't forget to subscribe to the channel for more videos just like this.